Good morning, Vietnam. So, quantum physics, the bullshit side of it and the real side of it. I don't know if you are like me, but there was always something wrong since I was a kid. I felt something bullshit. Okay, and then with the time, okay, with going to university and stuff, you start to make your own picture about what's happening. Okay, so why does it feel half bullshit and half real? Because it is. It's exactly because there is bullshit in it, contaminated by bullshit, and there is a real side in it. So we're going to see those two sides and what you can do with the real side spiritually, what you can do with the real side of it, which is fascinating. Okay, let's start with the bullshit. Why quantum physics has this bullshit side in it? Because they wanted the particles to exist. Okay, they wanted a photon, for example, to be a reality. So the people who own the knowledge wanted light to be cut in small bits, what we call photons. Okay. In any model, you have to quantify stuffs, to cut stuffs into bits. Okay. Power in watts and electricity in voltage or amperes or something. You cut stuffs, but cutting stuff doesn't give them a reality, an existence of their own. Okay, but in the case of the particles, for example, the photon, they wanted this to be existing in the head of the people. Okay, so the model, which is cutting stuffs into small bits, they wanted to give it a reality. So the particle hijacked the quantum physics. So the model, which is cutting small stuffs into small bits, light into small bits, become reality. Okay, they confuse those scientists. Most of them are morons. They confuse a model with the fact of the reality, the fact of life. Okay, there is always this confusion. They are very dumb. Scientists, most of them are very dumb, and people are dumb, and even people with degrees are dumb. Okay, with knowledge, they just repeat what's there. So the model is something they repeat, and they confuse it with the facts of reality. So they wanted this photon to exist, for example, this photon to have reality in the head of the people. So we end up with this problematic and bullshit experiment. They are bullshit, technically bullshit. If you go into a false logic, which is confusing a model of you cutting the light into small bits, and you confuse it with reality, your experiment will show your experiment is bogus. There is something wrong in it. Okay. And it's not like we didn't see that they are dumb, those scientists. I start with the very dumb shit, so you can understand. There is something they call the fog chamber experiment, or the mist chamber, where those scientists think they can see particles with their own human eye. So if you go Google fog chamber, me myself, I did a video about it. I will post you the link if you want to see it again. I said those scientists are dumb, morons, or liars. Like you can think you can see a particle, an alpha, beta particle, with your own eye. Okay, you are a moron. So they see a piece of dust jumping because of surface tension or something, or because static activity of this electrical activity, statical electric charges, discharges in this. They see something small jump. For them, it's a particle. So they are morons. It's not like we don't know. This experiment of fog chamber should have been debunked and laughed at 120 years ago. Okay, fucking morons. Okay. It hurt me just to have to speak about it in this video. Okay, let's continue. So you see that there is moronism here. For this shit to stand right till now, you have YouTubers pretending to be science stuff, repeating the stuff, and seeing particles in their garage. After a little set they do in their garage, their human eye can see particles. So let's continue with the double slit experiment. Double slit. This one also, they fed you this so much. They feed it to you, but with the idea of pushing particles. So they will say to you, we shoot one photon, we shoot one electron. Okay, you heard this. It's deep in your head. There. This is why you felt it's bullshit. You felt deep inside. Even you people, maybe without science background, shooting one photon. Okay, for one photon is in the model of now. If you Google it, a photon doesn't have mass. Doesn't occupy any volume. Yet in the experiment, the guy you see in the video, I put you the link. The guy tell you now this machine is shooting one photon. Okay, it is shooting one photon. Okay, so this is why you feel bullshit, because you feel they are bullshitting you. Okay, so the guy set the machine, okay, with his own hand and with his head, and now it tells you it is shooting one photon, not two, not three, not five, one. Okay, so here the bullshit part starts. They want to push the particle. Okay, you cannot shoot, you cannot set a machine to shoot one photon. Who is telling you? How do you measure this? Okay, so we're going to say that he reduced the light to a very little amount, okay, to fit the sensor in the other side for the experiment to show you something. Okay, so he reduced the light. So there is two ways in this experiment. There is the one they tell you, when you try to measure to see where the photon goes, here or here, it collapses. It doesn't act like a wave anymore. Okay, guys, to measure a photon which has no mass and occupy no volume, there is no equipment that can measure. And if you measure, you take energy out of the system. The moment you put a measuring device, you want to measure electrons, for example, electric field, you are taking energy out of the system. So you are influencing the system itself. So imagine how you're going to measure the very small amount of energy, what they call photon. What equipment can do this? It doesn't exist. Okay, and it cannot do anything, or you put it there without interacting with this very minute quantity of energy. So you will take even more energy out of the system. You will influence the system by adding a coil to measure the electric, very weak electric field. Okay, like when they tell you we are shooting one electron. Okay, so you enter with this very little minute quantities of energy, you enter in the problematic how to measure them. Your equipment is made of metal, copper and stuff. How are you going to measure a very minute, which is in the limit of your own model of cutting stuffs into bits? So it's very minute. Okay, so when they tell you we're going to shoot an electron, or we're going to shoot one photon, it is bullshit. This is the bullshit you feel deep inside. They are bullshitting me. Okay, so you enter in the problem. You cannot measure where it goes, left or right. Okay, you cannot. And in this case of the guy, which I put you the link, Smart Guy official YouTube channel and everything, the biggest, what he sees, there is no measuring here. There is just double slit experiment. They show you with normal light. It's interference pattern. When they reduce the light to this very little amount of light, which is what they call a photon, their sensor system, their device measuring, it's very much in the limit, with this very minute quantity of light, what they call a photon, which is they tune it very down. So there is the sensor there trying to sense if there is an interference pattern or not, and the system catches from time to time like a signal, because you trigger this threshold of detector, with this very minute, and by being very logical. If you are shooting a photon, what is there between the photon and the sensor? There is air, there is Akarian, there is bits of dust, bits of your skin's shading in the air. It's full of dust particles. So the light sometimes make it, sometimes not, because it's very minute. And you will see those detecting, not detecting, detecting, not detecting, which they will compile and say to you, oh, but at the end it makes an interference pattern. We detect one by one, but the distribution is like an interference pattern. So this particle is interfering with itself. While in fact, the sensor itself, sorry, while in fact, a little bit of, cheers. While in fact, the sensor itself is sometimes detecting or not, according to the dusty air crossing this very minute quantity of light, or what this bullshitter say, it's a photon, which he tuned with his own hands, you know. One photon I'm shooting, not two, not three. So the machine is very much sensitive, and of course the air is not pure. It's they didn't do it in an enclosed system, purified air, so there is dust crossing with the movement of air, humidity, bits of your skin, bits of dust, bits Akarians, whatever. So sometimes this very small quantity of light will hit something and not reach the sensor most of the time. Sometimes it hits and it triggers a reading, and they compile this and they will see an interference pattern, because they reach that very minimum sensitivity of their stuff with a very minute light, with a dusty, not clean air. The air we breathe is full of stuffs. Okay, so imagine the size of the photon trying to make it to this sensor of the machine, or the size of what we call a very minute weak light. So it doesn't exist. This experiment is just to tell you that there is a photon. There is no photon. There is still the interference pattern. Light is the same. It's interfering with itself. And it is just the problem of measuring very minute quantities of light, of energy, and specifically when there is air coming between the sensor and the light, air full of shit, full of dust, guys. So at the end, what this guy built, the guy you see in the video, he built, I don't know, a dust detector, a quality of the air detector, a very expensive one, everything, but not this photon, you know, acting like it's a particle, but it's also a wave. No, it's still the wave. It's your measurement cannot reach this level of energy, and the environment is not perfect. The air has impurities, so sometimes the light make it to the sensor, sometimes not. So you just built a dust detector. Dumbass, moron. If this is scientist, if you went to school, if you went to university, if there is any fucking logic in your heads. So that was with this double slit experiment, which I put you the link. It's from a very scientific #1 YouTube channel. You will see the moronism of it. Okay, in this case, there is no, they are not measuring in one slit or the other. They are measuring in the interference pattern there, and reducing the light at the level they say it's a photon. So it's all bullshit. Like I explained to you, you can get it by now, okay? So that's it with the double slit experiment. The other one that they show you in cartoons and telling you, the moment we try to detect where the electron or the photon went, this slit or this slit, how do you detect? The moment you interfere with such minute quantities of energy, you are interfering with the experiment itself. It's so little energies. So all this bullshit is to push the particles, confusing the model with the fact of reality. So this is why you feel quantum consciousness, quantum science. We're going to jump to the consciousness side now. And we are done forever with the double slit experiment, which is bullshit. just pushing the existence of particles, the existence of a photon, and confusing a model, a quantifying model, with the fact of reality, and keeping this humanity morons, okay, dumb, okay. Yes, I continue now in a real quantum physics, real, okay, real experiment that really holds water. Okay, it's easy to understand. Okay, it doesn't have any. I'm going to shoot one electron and measure shoot one photon, and it goes here, but here. Fucking morons, okay? Fucking morons. So, this one is real. This one is entanglement. Okay? Entanglement. Very easy, guys. You take one laser, you split it in two. One part of the laser go there, and another one, the other side. 300 kilometers, 500 kilometers, doesn't matter, in an optic fiber. And then what you do, you interfere with this laser. In one side, you interfere, you put it in an electromagnetic field, anything. You could see the effect in the other laser going the other direction. Okay? 300 miles, 500 miles away. So you touch here, it moves there. So it is entangled. Okay, they will tell you, okay, photons are entangled. They will come back to their particles. But in the practical blah blah, in the fact, you have a light, a laser split in two, goes very, very far away in one distance, very, very far away in the other distance. You play with one, you see the effects in the other. In real time, there is no delay. No speed of light, nothing. There is no information that can travel at infinite speed. It happens in the instantaneity. Okay, you move here, it happens there. Okay, so the idea of entanglement. Forget about photons being entangled. You just interfere with light in the practical way, in the experiment. You have a laser and you apply something, and you have a measuring devices there, measuring the light, like we do fiber optic now to transfer internet and everything, so we can deal with this movements of light. They see what you are doing there, it's happening here. Okay, entanglement. This is huge. It's huge for understanding this reality, because like this space is an illusion between them. There is no distance. Because there is nothing it's instantaneous, there is no information, so it brings many stuffs questioning, like this holographic universe, like space in itself is an illusion. This stuff is here, but you touch here, it moves there. Entanglement, like they are in the same spot, but they are not, so the space becomes an illusion, and it has a huge implication in the, of course, in communication, okay, encryption and many stuffs rose from this entanglement in a practical way, but also in a spiritual way in us. Okay, entanglement. You yourself can be entangled in many places, and many places in time, guys. You can be entangled in time. Okay, for example, you are working on your meditation or on your verticality, and suddenly you find yourself in this place when you are a kid, this specific place, specific road, somewhere. It doesn't happen by chance, guys. This moment you are living in your verticality. The level of consciousness or something is touching something there which is entangled there, a problematic, a trauma, something you started there at this specific place of your home city when you were a kid. So you are entangled in time. Even your consciousness has point in space-time entangled. So you are spread all around. Okay. When we understand this, that our consciousness can be entangled in space and time, we understand this movement of our consciousness going to specific places. Sometimes this plaza, this place, I have been just once, but I had this strong feeling, or something happened to me, or I was very sad or something, you know, and I entangled there something strong, and it has to be treated, or get above it, or you know, integrated, so you go further. So this movement of consciousness, you can now see them as entanglement in time and space. Okay, and the more you go less in space and time, the more you are gathering yourself. That means that this being, this ego spread in space and time, okay, this consciousness, now you understand how it works and you bring it together. So people who grow in consciousness, there will be less and less of you entangled in the past, in your home city when you were a kid, in this street, in this moment in the classroom where somebody said something to you and everything. So this understanding of science will help you go to the next level. Understand how you can be entangle yourself in time space. Okay, one part. Another part is also helps you to understand when you are entangled with other people. Some people you meet, you entangle yourself, and sometimes you are already entangled in the future. It had to happen and everything for the consciousness to evolve and everything, and you understand this phenomena, and you have to manage it. In this case, you have a huge responsibility, guys. For you, the conscious beings, the entanglement with the others, you have really to take it seriously. This entanglement can lead, most of the time it is like this, lead to etheric links. That means that you are etherically linked to a person, even if this person is not in your life anymore. Okay, but you are still having this link, and you have to cut those etheric links, because you don't have to interfere with others. So people, they are not in your life, you cut the etheric links. Okay, you keep, you know, you like those people, whatever, you love them and everything, but you cut the entanglement, the etheric entanglement. Okay, you don't interfere with you give freedom to everybody. This is a responsibility of the next level being, the Dr. Manhattan, the godlike being. He understands this level, and now we see that this science is actually helping us make a jump in the level of consciousness. So I said, the more you evolve, the more you solve those entanglements in time and space of you, of your little traumas, of your little memories, and you gather yourself in the consciousness, in the verticality, and you work on your manifestation, which will be the next level form, next level body, which will be awakened, and you gather yourself from being spread all around in space-time, okay, entangled, many cities, many places, entangled in this school, entangled in this house, entangled in this city. Okay, and you gather yourself, because you understand how it works. You gather your power. Now it's time for me to manifest, to be conscious, and to have a conscious form, conscious matter. So we see here science is used in the right way. And of course, like I tell you, manage these etheric links with the beings. Keep real links. Meet them, look them in the eye, talk with them. Otherwise, you have to set free everybody etherically, specifically you, the powerful being, the conscious being. Your adventure is your adventure, and their life is their life. You have to let the consciousness deploy. Okay, this is about entanglement. Yeah, next real science. Quantum science. How consciousness collapses a field of possibilities into reality. Okay, how we do it. Okay, so we go back to the, you know, this Schrödinger cat. When you open, it's when you open that the cat is whether dead or alive, but the box closed, it can be in between. Actually, you cannot do this with the cat. Okay, you cannot, because the cat himself is a consciousness. The cat himself is a consciousness, so he already collapsed reality. Whether he had the poison or not, he's alive or not, he did it himself. So you cannot do it with the cat. The same with this tree that falls in the forest. If there is nobody, so nobody who can tell if the tree has fallen or not. Okay, but a tree is alive, is a consciousness. On the floor there is worms and insects and everything. They are all collapsing reality into reality. Okay, they are all making reality with their own consciousness. So you cannot do it with the cat, this Schrödinger cat experiment, but you can do it with devices, electronic devices that generate randomness. So there will be some randomness, real one. And if there is nobody watching what's happening, imagine there is a computer generating randomness, and then the computer automatically prints on a paper, and automatically there is a machine folding this paper in an envelope so nobody can read it. So no consciousness have seen it at all. Okay? So this reality has not collapsed yet. What is written on this letter, okay, if no consciousness have observed it, it could be anything. Okay, the numbers could be anything. So it's the moment where a conscious being opens that letter, that reality collapses into one possibility. This is crazy and this is real. Okay, so some people engineered some experiment where there is random number generators putting stuffs where nobody can see, no form of consciousness will ever see it, and then at certain moment a human being opens and the stuff falls into reality. It's there where it is. The reality collapses. So if they ask the people to shift those numbers more toward the ones than zeros or something like that, you see an effect, statistical effect, which is, you cannot deny it, it's there. If there is a random choosing of pictures, for example, which are meaningful for them, you will see statistically the stuff are going toward their consciousness. Okay, so it's a consciousness making this, and even a long time after. For example, there was this experiments where they did some random stuffs, and years after they asked somebody, some meditator or some monk, to steer or to turn this result toward this side or that side, and statistically he's impacting this reality. So this reality never collapsed into facts until a consciousness opens this information. Okay, imagine, even if this computer is choosing random numbers and printing them on a paper, and you put a camera filming, okay, something recording, and there is something folding this and putting it in an envelope, and it's not even the camera filming, the reality in the camera has not collapsed yet. So the camera cannot collapse the reality. So it will be somebody, whether opening the letter or watching the recording of the camera, and it is at that precise moment that reality takes shape. And there is experiment, technical, practical experiment that shows this effect. We are entering in crazy realm. So see how consciousness creating reality, collapsing it, but it's not like at the beginning in the video where they told you, you observe an electron, a proton, a photon. They were just selling particles. They didn't go into this level, the level which we need, which is a complicated experiment where you need true randomness based on quantum effects and everything, and you seal it without anybody seeing it, and then you do a study on many people and see if it is statistically possible, and then you say it's fucking impossible. So here you see the quantum science that we need. Consciousness is the one collapsing the field of possibility into reality. Okay, high-level scientists, guys, are debating this, and high-level scientists are inventing, experiment to show this. Okay, see where the level was in the beginning of the video, pushing just particles for a model, and now where consciousness can, it is the consciousness collapsing. And not only the consciousness, it's the body, it's the human body. We need the body to see, we need the brain. Some scientists say it's the brain having this stuff. We don't know how we do it, but the brain collapses this field of possibility into one possibility. And another scientist said about this effect, you have to keep in mind that the future is already constructed, but this field of possibility, you didn't choose one line yet. Nobody opened this envelope, nobody seen, so it is still open. The field is open, many possibilities, and it's that moment that a human brain or a human consciousness or even an animal consciousness sees it. It is there where it takes shape. So it's crazy. This is crazy. Here we are entering in something crazy. Think about this one. It's crazy. Like I said, this video is about using this stuff to grow in consciousness. So how to integrate this? How to integrate this? Okay, when we see some events in our life, even if YouTube shows you a video and you are thinking about it or feeling about it and it happens, now it's not only like your microphone is listening to you or something. Okay, we create reality, we collapse reality into different there is a field of possible direction, and we with our brain, with consciousness, take this path. So there is many stuffs in life that now you treat them differently. Okay, you leave them differently, and you start to be conscious about this power, and maybe integrate it more and more to change your relationship to this reality. And the body itself becoming a quantum body, a body that is a brain that is awake of this this stuff that it can do by doing automatically without being conscious. Maybe we will conscientize this and have more capabilities or stuff. Do you understand? Me myself now, an example how I integrate this stuff. Very simple, guys. This YouTube, the views never exceed 300 something. I even put some music, just to test how it deploys. If I put something, not me speaking, how will it deploy? Maybe it goes to 1,000, maybe it will go to viral. So I see it being shared, on the Google Studio, but it is stopping from growing. So it's not censorship, guys. It's not censorship. Me myself, I was never meant. I'm not meant to be a YouTuber with views. The goal of me is to be a conscious being, and I'm working on it. And having a lot of views or being taken by YouTube or something, like absorbed, like I take it seriously. It's not in my timeline, okay? My timeline is really working on consciousness. So the views, how my YouTube channel behave is exactly submitted to my timeline. My timeline is very strong, very powerful. I really choose to grow in consciousness. So everything is in my life point toward this. sometimes in a very crazy way, because the goal is crazy, it's high level. So I cannot, I cannot compromise, guys. I cannot. It's too powerful. So the behavior of my YouTube channel, or what I'm doing in life, everything, it's dragged by this future of me really being more conscious, and more and more and more and more. So those events, I don't read them the same. If something happened in my life, small details. Oh, this broke. Oh shit, I broke it. I could have not broken it. But by broken it, you go look for another one. In this day, something beautiful will happen to you. You will meet somebody, or feel something, or have this idea, or have the events that bring you higher level. So we use this science to rise our game, rise our relationship to the reality. You understand, guys? Very, very important. So we don't play only on this little, just under our nose, reality. We see events. This is pointing toward this. This is toward this. I flow with it. It's so crazy that I have to flow with it. Okay. So we use this science, quantum science, the real one, not one selling you photons and protons and a physical model, but the real one, the experiments that are made on consciousness to rise our game. Okay. And like I said, they have real quantum science. Recently, they gave a Nobel Prize for a bunch of scientists, which in the 80s, they discovered some behavior of electricity that should not be possible if it was not a quantum effect, which is the tunnel effect. Guys, some quantity of electricity jump from one place to another, and it shouldn't be. It's really showing some quantum event. And this they gave them Nobel Prize 40 years later now, because this effect is now encountered in the new chips. They are so tiny, those microchips in the 5 microns and stuff, the nanometer shit and stuff. So they start to have the problem of this tunnel effect, electricity jumping to a place to another where it should not be, from this transistor to another. So so they have the real quantum science, and we have the bullshit, of observing a particle with our, with their eyes, the bullshit, or firing one photon at the time or something, all the bullshit. So you see that this quantum science is mixed bullshit with reality, and you have to see what is real, related to your consciousness, and use it to grow up. That was the video, guys. See you in the next one.